Hello, everybody. Nani Nanadez. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing just fine. It's been busy. I've been going since early this morning, but had to squeeze some time in. Jesus, 20 after 3 already. Where'd the day go? Where'd it go? I don't know, but I'm ready to do another live for Jesus. That's right. That's what all those self-proclaimed Christians out there want to tear down everybody else that doesn't look like them, act like them, or pray like them. Or my angel, just in case I get struck. Just saying. I just want to know how they can call themselves Christians when they constantly feed their constituents and the whole friggin' country a steady diet of lies, crimes, hatred, and lawlessness. Where does Christ come into that? And you Republicans and Christian nationalists are the worst effing offenders. I'm just saying. So if you're new to this channel, you might want to put some earmuffs on. There is going to be a trigger warning here because I'm going to be talking about a Republican in South Carolina who was just charged on Wednesday with SA against kids, toddlers. So if you choose to turn this off at this point, that's just fine. That's just fine. Hangers on, you have seen and heard some of these before. Newcomers, I'm just going to tell you there's a bit of a trigger warning here. So, welcome. Hangers on. All right, let's get into this, shall we? The amount of hate that MAGA seem to have for their neighbors is appalling. So much for love thy neighbor as thyself, as it says in Matthew 22, verse 37 to 39. You lied to the American people about those 300 migrants that you, in my opinion, entertainment purposes only, sold to a terrorist regime for $6 million to the president of El Salvador. And you put them in a supermax prison. 17 more were about ready to go on a Sunday. You know, remember, keep holy the Sabbath day, Exodus 20, verse 8 to 11. Yeah, the Lord's blessed day, right? But no, let's just send people out of the country. And most of these people were Venezuelan and have probably never even been to El Salvador, but you don't care about that. Had not had a hearing, and they were disappeared off of the streets. Then we have MAGA traitor Greene, who says her Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ. 1 minute. And then she says stuff like she supports executing prominent Democrats. Do they belong to a club or something? What is it? After the assassination attempts, after the assassination of 2 Democrat senators and the attempted assassination of 2 more, apparently there was 2 more homes that he went to after that. And you got to be part of a pretty sick friggin' club to think that's cool. Seriously. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was not liked very much by MAGA traitor, and she said a bullet to her head would be a quicker way to get rid of her than trying to vote her out of that space. She's also in favor of executing FBI agents that she deems as the deep state. In 2018, Greene wrote on Facebook about the Iran deal that President Biden made, ensuring that Iran could not make the bomb. An interviewer asked her about this, and he said, "So now, do we get to hang them then?" Meaning H&O. He was referring to Hillary Clinton and President Barack Obama. MAGA traitor replied, "The stage is being set. Players are being put in place. We must be patient. This must be done perfectly, or liberal judges will let them off. Or Donald Trump will let them off." This was from the CNN K file. I trust their information. This is the next story I've got to tell you about that Republican senator. This is reported by Daniel Villarreal from LGBTQ Nation, which I subscribe to. There is a South Carolina state legislator, Representative R.J. May, who is just the darling of the swinger set of Moms for Liberty, who named him Legislator of the Year in 2023, and his platform was Parents' Rights. Isn't it all about the parents and the rights for their children? Protect, protect. On January 2024, he told the House, "We as legislators have the obligation to ensure that our children shall have no harm come to them." Leon Muscolini posted, "Removing child exploitation is priority number 1. Please reply in the comments if you see anything that Twitter needs to address." That's gone by the wayside too, by the way. And in true, every allegation is a confession, GOP R.J. May wrote, "Wonder if this includes exposing children to drag queens or pushing sex changes on toddlers," which everybody knows is not happening. Anybody with that much of a brain. That was on 11/24/22. And in the spring of 2024, in his third term in office, wait a second, South Carolina, who else is from South Carolina? Nancy Disgrace. Nancy Disgrace is from there. She's a GOP member from South Carolina's 1st District. And I wonder, would R.G. May be a pedophile and a groomer? I mean, he's not a Democrat. He's not a drag queen. It's not LGBTQ. So I guess not. But you're saying, got to watch our children. Don't let any children be harmed. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Nancy? You friggin' disgrace. So R.J. Mayer, the GOP representative of South Carolina, I keep saying his name because I don't want you to forget it, allegedly used the handle Joe Biden NN69 to exchange 220 different files of toddlers and young children involved in acts on KIK. I don't know what that is, and I'm not going there because I don't want that algorithm messing with my life. Social media network. The Associated Press reported he allegedly uploaded the explicit images and photos using his home Wi-Fi network and his cell phone. Was he looking at all that stuff at work while he was legislating? And prosecutors say R.J. May's KIK account held an additional 265 images and videos of SA and has a particular interest in children the same ages as his own. And he has an interest in stuff that parents shouldn't be doing with young children. Those scenarios specifically. And this highly religious person tried by his username to pass himself off as a Democrat and was found having videos of himself having relations with 3 underage girls from West Columbia. Homeland Security seized a laptop, 4 cell phones, 4 SD cards, 4 hard drives, a laptop, a tablet, 2 DVDs, and 19 thumb drives. Do you know how much information can fit on 1 thumb drive? Never mind 19. But sure, keep your kids away from them drag queens and those LGBT folks. I say, keep your kids away from Christian nationalists like MAGA traitor Greene, R.J. May, the Republican child predator from South Carolina, and that other disgraceful piece of trash, Nancy Mace, who, in my opinion, sets people up by saying they're attacking her. All the spiritual advisors who will swindle your grandmother's last dime out of her wallet. But did you hear this on any of the other mainstream news media? No, because they're owned by Republican oligarchs. That shit's not going to come out. That won't come out. You're not going to hear it on Fox. You're not going to hear it on OAN, Newsmax, or any of those right-wing podcasts like Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or any of the Q idiots friggin' platforms that they have. They're not going to talk about that. They're right now on the bandwagon, however, to get the Jeffrey Epstein files out there and published, though. Up to and until they start reading about Donald J. Trump and Katie Johnson. Then, of course, it'll be fake news, even though it's been highly investigated by the real FBI, CIA. So did Musk, with his little Doge bags there, while they were using their thumb drives to get all your information, do you think they skipped on over to the FBI and maybe loaded up a few thumb drives with the information there? I've got a feeling that most of those files have been obliterated. My personal opinion. That's what I think. But I know somebody out there has boxes full of videos and information. Maybe he'll turn those over. Who knows? But anyway, 9 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. I'm sorry this was so dark, but I am so sick to death of only putting out the good stuff with Trump there and whitewashing everything he says and everything Republicans do. Most of these predators are Republicans, oddly enough. All the Christian nationalists out there, from ministers, bishops, camp counselors, they're all Christian nationalists. Most of them are not Democrats. I'm just saying. So anyway, again, I apologize. Like me, love me, share me. 9 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. And there you go. I love you all. Got to keep you informed. I'll do my best. I love you. Take care of you.